It looks like Starfield is getting one of the highest maturity ratings for the game's content in Australia. The government's official classification board this week gave the title an R18+. According to the rating, this is for the category of drug use. In other areas, it's not quite as high, getting the lowest rating for sex as none and language with moderate impact. According to the website, an R18+ means that the game or content is restricted to adults, however, may be deemed offensive to sections of the adult community. This also means you may have to show proof of age before being able to purchase the game in physical stores. This gives a small hint into what kind of mature scenes we may be seeing in the upcoming Starfield game. The equivalent rating in North America would be an ESRB's M or European PEGI 18. This is the highest rating a game can receive in Australia. Apart from this interesting rating, it seems it's all systems go for the action RPG. Although now releasing in the latter half of the year on September 6th, the game will be coming to major platforms PC and Xbox Series X as well as a day one release on Xbox Game Pass. Starfield will also be gaining the spotlight in June, where a showcase will delve deeper into what the NASA Punk title has to offer. If you want more on this news or any news mentioned in this video, you can check out the link in the description below. Upcoming Souls-like sequel, Morbid the Lords of Ire, has a sneak peek at the gameplay for the unrelenting action RPG. The second installment to the Morbid series, Lords of the Ire, continues the dark action RPG now in a 3D format. The previous title explored the dark horror punk world of the 7 acolytes, full of horrific creatures and lore-expanding NPCs. In this title, the game will expand on the sanity system from the first title. Choices made will have an impact on the world around you. Sanity will also affect how enemies will react to you based on certain perks. This creates a whole new way to experience the world of Morbid. Of course, this will introduce new bosses, formidable foes, and much more guts as well as gore. New features of the sequel include further environments to explore across 5 different worlds with optional quests to take on, an expanded progression system consisting of skills and abilities as you level up your striver. One of the major noticeable differences is the departure from the isometric pixel art style, which is a stark contrast to the sequel's now 3D art style. Morbid the Lords of Ire will be coming to PC via Steam in 2023. If you've ever wondered just how many times players have attempted bosses such as Margit the Fell Omen or Starscourge Radahn in Elden Ring, well, Bandai Namco has enlightened us with some new stats. Releasing some of these details this week about how many players have died and, more importantly, who they have attempted to vanquish. The Tarnished have been rather busy as they have made over 5.9 billion boss attempts. Yes, I said billion. Among the top 5 are Starscourge Radahn, Radagon of the Golden Order, the Limgrave Tree Sentinel, and Margit the Fell Omen. The most attempts, however, goes to Millennia, Blade of Mikola. Her sweeping moves have stolen 329 million attempts. Other interesting stats revealed how players have died in the game. While gravity deaths account for 14% of the over 9 billion deaths in total, it comes second to status effects such as Scarlet Rot, Poison and more. The number one killer in the game though still goes to the enemies and NPCs, accounting for 69% of player deaths. It'll be interesting if stats will further change when the expansion Shadow of the Erdtree is released, whenever that might be. Did you find any of these stats surprising? Let us know in the comments below. The Souls-like third-person shooter Remnant from the Ashes launched on Switch this week. Players can survive against the hordes of monstrous foes in an effort to save humanity now on the go. If you've yet to pick up the game, the title plops players down in a post-apocalyptic world, but certainly not unaided. Use a variety of weapons and abilities to tackle its dangerous environments as well as its inhabitants. Players can pick up the title on Switch for $39.99 USD, complete with downloadable content, swaps of courses, and Subject 2923 included. This is the perfect time to jump into the first, as the sequel is fast approaching. Remnant 2 is heading our way in the summer of this year. A newly released video this week previewing some of the fast action gameplay. It dived into the expanded archetype system and previewed some of the pre-alpha gameplay featuring locations such as Yesha. Remnant 2 is getting a dog companion with the Handler class, a more tank-like build with the Challenger, and the fast-shooting Gunslinger. Not only will Remnant 2 be getting new archetypes, but a shake-up to the whole system with more emphasis on which you pick and being able to choose dual archetypes. Remnant 2 will be heading to PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S this summer. A new DLC titled The Hunger adds Morbius into the card-inspired tactical RPG Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's Morbid time as the third DLC character Morbius joins the game as part of the Season Pass or can be accessed as a standalone DLC. Morbius deals in applying and taking advantage of bleed debuffs. This goes hand in hand with the other vampire member of the team, Blade. Dr. Michael Morbius will be in charge of stopping a vampire threat, bringing 11 unique hero abilities to the table. In addition to this new hero, a new Abbey upgrade and cosmetics are available as part of the downloadable content. As for how Morbius plays, players will need to build up his hunger meter, with 3 stacks to call upon his Bloodlust heroic card. He deals even more damage when the bleed status effect has been applied to his targets. Pairing with this card, such as Feeding Frenzy, lets him capitalize on damage dealt. A more interesting skill though is his Charm skill card, which lets Morbius control a minion which will attack a random enemy ally. If you upgrade this card, the minion can be removed entirely. His Mist Form skill card lets him be concealed, letting him buff his next attack. Previously, developer Firaxis had outlined which heroes would be joining the game next, with X-Men Storm being the last character on the list already announced. Along with Morbius, players can embark on store-related missions to the character. Marvel's Midnight Suns is currently available on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation. It's later coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Developer The Bearded Ladies and publisher 505 Games have revealed Miasma Chronicles will be launching on May 23rd for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. The physical edition of the game for consoles will follow on June 9th in Europe and June 20th in North America. If the studio sounds familiar, that's because they are behind the tactical RPG Mutant Year Zero. Miasma Chronicles, on the other hand, follows a different tact, featuring Elvis and his sidekick robot, Diggs. The title is set in a world where the Miasma Wall has separated Elvis from his mother. On this side of the wall, people are surviving in makeshift towns, blending visually impressive cutscenes set in a futuristic post-apocalyptic world with turn-based isometric gameplay. The game features both light and full tactical combat. In light tactical combat, players will have reduced RNG odds, making for a more approachable gameplay experience while still setting a challenge. Full tactical, on the other hand, concentrates on making use of critical chance. By manipulating weapons, tactical positioning, and upgrades, players can gain 100% critical chance, and anything over gets converted into bonus damage. Also this week was the Game Developer Conference. Part of it showcased Epic, which is developing games in Unreal Engine 5. One of those titles included the trailer for Hexworks and CI Games' Lords of the Fallen. The trailer goes over what went into creating characters, which have even taken to real-life 3D scans to make for more realistic visuals, everything from body shape to faces. This also means that the armor sets will adapt to the customized body that the player adopts for their character. The trailer focuses on the capabilities of Unreal Engine 5, which is making Lords of the Fallen highly detailed. This includes the use of Lumen Global Illumination and how the dual world Axiom and Umbral will look in the game, Axiom being the world of the living and Umbral being the world of the dead. Switching between them, we see that Umbral is far more creepy and unnerving. You may have noticed how I didn't call it the Lords of the Fallen. The name has also gotten an update, now dropping the. This might sound a little confusing if you follow the game's development, which previously called it the Lords of the Fallen 2, and then the Lords of the Fallen. This was probably previously set apart from the original title, which is now listed on Steam as Lords of the Fallen 2014. In case you missed it, this upcoming game is a remake of sorts, being a reboot of the original title, but set thousands of years after the events of the first. Your role will be to embark upon a quest to overthrow the demon lord, Adir. Lords of the Fallen will be coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in 2023. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.